When, if you did hear me, I'm saying it's very difficult to be an optimist this evening as far as the economy is concerned.
Yes, it is very, very difficult. It's trying being an optimist. But, I mean, we all know that this load shedding is catastrophic. But what we've got to do now is, I think, try a different path. The concept of lights on at all costs is just clearly not working. I would personally have permanent load schedule 1 or permanent schedule 2 that you know about it. Because to go from full power to schedule 6 in a week, the uncertainty that creates causes more damage than just being on a permanent load shedding schedule where they can fill up the dams to generate the electricity, they can fill up the diesel tanks. So at least then when it rains or something else goes wrong, we have a little bit of capacity, because it's the uncertainty. What would you do if you don't know that tomorrow you'll be scheduled 6? It's the uncertainties actually almost as bad as the physical load shedding.
How amenable do you think Eskom would be to that particular version of an approach?
I don't know, but that clearly what we got's not working. And I understand the imperative of keeping lights on, but you cannot keep it on at any cost, because the problem is every single day you're running all the dams empty, you're running the diesel tanks empty. Then when one little thing goes wrong, you've got nothing in reserve. You're probably not doing the maintenance that you should, because you're running the power stations because you have to keep the lights on. So I think if we can get rid of this uncertainty, even if it's for 6 months, even if it's for a year, if you without power 4 hours every 2 days, you can make a plan. Your guys can come to work later. You can send your staff home earlier. You can make a plan. But when it's stage 6, you cannot make a plan. You close your factory, you close your mine, you close your shop. Now, you can always make a plan. If you know about something and it's relatively manageable, you can make a plan. And I think this uncertainty, you don't know tomorrow if it's Schedule 8. Because if it's Schedule 8, you only get power 50% of the day. So, so as I've said 100 times now, it's this uncertainty is actually almost as damaging as the actual power cuts.
When is there still a chance, perhaps? I mean, we were talking about conveyor belts stopping. You told me last week that there's always apprehension in this type of an instance to send miners down, for example. Yes. Is there any way we can actually avoid a recession at this time, or are we going to see negative growth in the fourth quarter?
No, I think we'll see negative growth now. This load shedding, I think, has unfortunately, I think it's almost guaranteed it. I mean, growth for the year will probably also be negative. But, it's more important to look at what we can do to actually rectify this thing. Yeah. I'm not a power expert. I'm not a technical person. But I've spoken to lots of people who are technical people. The problems at Medupi and Kusele, as far as I understand, are not insurmountable. There's massive long-term problems, but to get the utility up from 60% capacity to 80% capacity might take about a year or so. So it's not as though there's no end in sight. To go from 80 to 100 might cost many, many, many billions more and take a significantly longer time period. But there is the outlook, as far as people that have spoken to me, that we can get to a more reliable thing in a 1 year time period. So it's not as though it's going to carry on indefinitely, because as we know, it takes you 10 years to build a power station. But we've got to, again, we've got to look differently at this problem. We cannot have the objective of power at any cost, because with no reserve and something goes wrong, you get what we got today. I mean, we've never had Schedule 6 before.
And I suppose if that alternate approach is taken, one area we can fix up are these staggering business confidence figures. I mean, we know that businesses are just too fearful to throw money at an economy that has this type of a situation. Perhaps that might improve the business confidence if we are seen to be taking a different approach, I would imagine.
People, businesses, individuals can adapt to virtually any set of circumstances as long as you know about it and there's certainty. So even if the news is bad, as long as it's certain, you can make a plan around it. And I think it will boost investor confidence and business confidence.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much indeed. From FNB Wealth and Investments, Wayne McCurrie there, Yuveka. There you go, answering some of those questions. It's not ideal, but perhaps an alternate approach to the remedy might be on the cards here.
Well, he's right there. The one point he made, Devan, was about, like I said earlier, you watch the weather forecast, you know it's going to rain. And somebody's saying on Twitter as well, surely this shouldn't be a 2019 problem, how to handle the coal or how to keep coal dry. You would think. But obviously no one, really.